Morning, Michael here. Welcome back to the channel on January 30, 2023. Two more days, trading days to go in this first trading month of 2023. If the next 2 days nothing dramatic happens, we're looking at a very nice January, where up to now we've made 5.5% profits. If we would compound it over a year, if you make this 5% every month, in the end of the day, we'd be making a profit of about 65 to 70%, which of course is not realistic, but it is what we're going for. 15 stocks in the sweet spot, so 15 stocks with a spread between current price and first resistance of at least 10%. We're going to have a quick look what they are, because there are quite some big spreads in there, very interesting. And also today we'll be putting in a sell order on the US markets, which of course only open in about 6.5 hours from now, as we are 10:55 a.m. in Brussels time. So European markets are open, US not yet. But anyway, we'll already put in the sell order, and later in the video I'll tell you what that is. Last week I predicted that markets would be cooling down, and that's exactly what we're seeing today. Despite everything closing on Friday, both in Asia, US, and Europe, very much positive in the green. We see everything in Europe now opening in red, with losses of between 0.5% and 1%, and the indicators are that US will open negative as well later today. Why is that? Well, it's not a matter of traders taking their profits. Um, the reason is that there was a growing comfort in regards um, to price rises being not so high as we had expected. Earning seasons being very much in the positive. And of course, that feeling has now been already translated into the prices. And as traders are worrying creatures, what we are looking now at is what will the various central banks do in regards to interest rate increases. That is the next thing that we are keeping our breath for the moment. So we'll see if we get some very bad decisions over the next couple of days. We'll see the markets turning into bearish for a while. If we see that this is again not so bad as we are expecting, we may see a continuation of this very positive start of this year. Let's have a look at the dashboard here. We see the collections of stocks with a rating of accumulate or buy keep on hovering around 25%, 24 today. Stocks with a rating of reduce or sell are decreasing, and the contingent of stocks with a rating of hold keeps on hovering around the 70%. File is fairly up to date. We've seen some nice increases last Friday, because these are obviously still the numbers of last Friday, where Bancorp has gained around 16%. I'm sure that will not be so much the case today. But by now we've got 15 records in the sweet spot. We'll have a quick look at them, what they are, and afterwards I'll share with you what the sell order is that we're going to put in. If we look at the sweet spot, here we have it. These are the 15 stocks that we've referred to in the dashboard, with the lowest spread for Pioneer Natural Resources of just over 10%. And here in the top, Exelixis with a spread of 26.16. Now you always got to take that with a grain of salt, because it may very well be that the algorithms still need to run, and that in the end we'll end up with a spread a little bit lower. But still, the potential is there. There are most of them we've already seen in the past days being in the sweet spot, but there are some new ones. I'm not going to go into too much detail here. You can do your own technical analysis and review the details there. But it's obvious that if we put in the sell order today and if we have a sale fairly quickly, that I will be selecting from um, the stocks in this area here to put in a new buy order, which I strongly advise you to not do unless you've spoken to your professional investment advisor and he or she agrees with you. Next to Pioneer, we've got Take-Two Interactive Software, Global Payments, Diamondback Energy, Oracle. Axum is a new one here with a nice spread of 12.28%. Timken Company, PTC, Marathon Oil coming in and out of the sweet spot already for a couple of weeks. Fidelity National, Teledyne, Huntsman, West Pharmaceuticals, Dow Chemicals still there with a spread maintaining around the 20%. It's been there now for a week and a half. And then, as mentioned, Exelixis with this very high spread that we'll see if we can maintain that, yes or no. So later today, I'll be investigating probably the top 5 here into a little bit more detail. And then we'll see if we identify the stock that we'll be reinvesting in. As said, we're going to put in a sell order. We're going to put in a sell order for LyondellBasell, which, as you remember, we have bought not so long ago, 13 days ago on January 17th. For 92.75. At this moment, we're looking at a profit of about 460 USD, which is good enough for me. If it continues increasing, fine for the others. But once we're around the 5% profit net after banking costs, I'm happy to let it go. So I'll be putting in indeed a trailing stop order, which means that if the stock keeps on increasing, my limit price will increase with it. I'll put in a trailing stop order with a distance to the market of 1%, which means that as long as I said it keeps increasing, my limit will increase as well. And when it goes down with 1%, at that moment the order will become a market order and will be sold at the market price of that moment. So there's a trade-off to be made there. With the additional profit we could make by the trailing, and of course the risk that we're running if this stop order is turned into a market order, because then we're just in the hands of the market and we'll see what that brings. So resuming, quite a bit of opportunities in the sweet spot, which is a good thing because I'm expecting we can sell quickly and then we can reinvest in one of our candidates there. The candidate to be sold now is LyondellBasell, which we've bought about 2 weeks ago. And if we could turn it over in this period, that would be a nice thing. So I'll be back tomorrow and then hopefully with some nice news there. Thank you very much for watching and we'll see you later.